An Orthodox Christian critique of the papacy. From the Orthodox perspective, the papacy represents a significant divergence from the structure, theology, and self-understanding of the ancient Church. The critique is not directed at individuals but at what Orthodoxy views as later doctrinal and institutional developments incompatible with the first millennium ecclesial order. 1. The question of primacy. Orthodoxy affirms that the Bishop of Rome historically enjoyed primacy of honor, primus inter pares, based on Rome's apostolic foundation and prominence in the Roman Empire. However, this primacy was moral and pastoral, not juridical. The Orthodox critique holds that the papacy transformed this primacy into supremacy over all other bishops. Universal jurisdiction, implying authority to intervene anywhere. A singular headship of the universal Church. From the Orthodox viewpoint, such claims lack grounding in the canons and praxis of the first millennium, which consistently upheld the conciliar equality of bishops. 2. Ecclesiology, conciliarity versus centralization. Orthodox ecclesiology is built on conciliarity, sobornist, where authority is expressed through councils, local, regional, and ecumenical. No single bishop is above a council. The papacy, by contrast, increasingly adopted a centralized, monarchical structure that places one bishop at the apex of ecclesial governance. Orthodox theologians argue that this shift disrupts the balance of the Church's life, reducing the role of the local and regional synods and altering the shared responsibility of the episcopate. 3. The doctrine of papal infallibility. The dogma defined at Vatican I, 1870, holds that the Pope, under specific conditions, may proclaim infallible dogmatic teachings. Orthodox theology rejects this on several grounds. Infallibility resides in the whole Church, not an individual office. The guarantee of truth belongs to the Holy Spirit guiding the conciliar body. No bishop, including the Roman pontiff, can be immune from error or correction. Historical examples, for example, Honorius I, are often cited in Orthodox arguments. Thus, the Orthodox Church views papal infallibility as a theologically novel doctrine that lacks precedent in the shared first millennium tradition. 4. The problem of universal jurisdiction. Another major point of critique is the Roman claim that the Pope possesses immediate jurisdiction over every Christian worldwide. Orthodox teaching maintains that each bishop is the head of a local church. Patriarchates and autocephalous churches manage their internal life. No single bishop may unilaterally interfere in another's jurisdiction. For Orthodoxy, the papal claim to universal jurisdiction is seen as incompatible with canonical tradition and the ancient practice of the Church. 5. Development of doctrine. The Roman Catholic Church employs a theological model in which dogma can develop in explicit articulation over time. Orthodox theology is more cautious, holding that the deposit of faith is preserved and expressed, but not fundamentally altered. Doctrines tied to the papacy, supreme authority, infallibility, universal jurisdiction, are viewed by Orthodox thinkers as developments that go beyond the apostolic and patristic consensus. 6. The East-to-West context. Orthodoxy notes that the rise of the papal monarchy occurred largely after the East and West were drifting apart culturally, politically, and theologically. The papacy's evolution in the medieval West, amid the collapse of imperial authority and the rise of centralized institutions, created a model the East never shared. Thus, the disagreement is not merely administrative but reflects two different visions of how the Church embodies unity. 7. Unity in Orthodoxy versus unity under the Pope. From the Orthodox perspective, Christian unity is maintained through shared faith, shared sacramental life, the conciliar harmony of bishops. This differs from the Roman model of unity grounded in communion with the Bishop of Rome as the focal point of ecclesial cohesion. Orthodoxy sees this as a departure from the collegial, sacramental, and regional structure of the early Church. Conclusion. The Orthodox critique of the papacy centers on the belief that Rome's later claims, supreme authority, universal jurisdiction, and infallibility, represent historical innovations rather than organic continuations of the ancient Christian tradition. While acknowledging Rome's historical primacy and its significant role in Christian history, Orthodoxy holds that the true structure of the Church remains conciliar and collegial, not centralized in the person of one bishop.